Hey beauties, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the Makeup Revolution Light and Shade palette. I don't know if you guys have heard about this palette or anything yet. I've had it in my drawer for a couple of months now, and you know, I've used it a couple of times, but I wanted to do a little review on it for you guys. So that's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. That's all I'm going to say. You have to watch the review to find out my thoughts on it. Just stay tuned and you'll see some info. But I wanted to go ahead and do some swatches for you so that you could see the actual pigmentation and quality of the shadows. So this is the top row of the shadows. This one is the more peachy skin tone shade. This one is the taupey gray shade, and this one is the cream shade. These are the first three shades. So this one is kind of a cool tone brown shade. Then you have more of a warm red brown shade, and then a cream colored white shade. Here you have the middle three, which to me, I think honestly that they kind of paired these up so that each one makes its own look, like each group of three. That could just be my personal thinking, or maybe it's written in stone somewhere, I don't know, don't kill me. But the way that these are paired up and the way the swatches look on my hand looks like these colors would all look really nice together, so I'm just throwing that out there. But this is the middle three shades. So you've got this darkish brown, this is the black shade, which is actually fairly impressive considering some companies really go not so great with black, and this one's pretty decent. And then this one's like a pinky cream shade as well. There's lots of cream shades in here. And then this is the last group of three. So you have this burnt red burgundy shade, you have a dark true brown, and then you have a more orangey cream shade. Alright, and that's all of the swatches. Mind you, those none were on a eyeshadow base or anything, and it was pretty much one swipe for all, unless I just really did a horrible job getting a swatch. But that is all for now. If you want to see how to get this look and my final thoughts on this palette, then just keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe and always be you. Alright guys, so since this is just going to be a little bit of a review, I've already primed and set my eyes and everything, and my face is fully on, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into the eyeshadow. Now I typically always prime with just concealer anymore. I don't really worry a whole lot about eyeshadow bases, so I just went ahead and done that for this palette too. But today we're going to be doing a review on the Makeup Revolution Ultra Eye Contour Light and Shade palette. It looks like this. I have used it a couple of times now, so I've kind of gathered an opinion on whether I like it or not. And if you would like to see my opinion, you'll just have to watch until the end. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started on this. So to start out, I'm actually going to take this shade right here, this creamsicle orange shade. I absolutely love this as a transition shade in the crease. I'm using a Wet n Wild fluffy blending brush, and like these shadows with this brush just takes the work out of it for you. There is no work at all. As you can see, it's pretty much already blended there, so it seriously is just such a good palette. So now I'm going to go with this red shade right here, and I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to put that in the crease as well, but I'm going to focus it a little bit lower. And again, this one, just like the creamsicle shade, blends so well and so easy that there is no guesswork. There is a little bit of fallout, like kickback, but it's nothing that you cannot deal with. Like the creamsicle color seems to have more than any of the other shades, but you actually get a gigantic pan of that. And this palette costs, I guess, around $10 or $15. I'll look it up and make sure to put it like on here somewhere and let you know. And I'll link it down below so that you can purchase it if you want to. I'm just going to keep going around these edges to make sure everything's blended out. And I'm actually going to pick up a little more of that creamsicle shade and go back around this edge. So the only negative that I have found so far to this palette is that everything is matte. There are no shimmers, and I am personally a lover of a little bit of shimmer on the lid. I do like mattes from time to time as well, but a lot of the time I do like a shimmer on the lid. So that's the only thing I would say. If you like shimmer on the lid, this palette may not be for you, but it's very easy to just substitute for another color. Like, you could always just get a single eyeshadow if you're wanting some shimmer in your life and use that. But for now, I'm just going to take this light shade here and this golden shade, and I'm going to mix those together and put those on the lid. And then I'm just going to use this same brush, and I'm going to pick up this red brown shade, and I'm just going to pack it onto the brush. Make sure you tap it off so that you don't get way too much pigment, and I'm just going to work this on the outer corner of my eye. This is just going to help add some definition and depth to the eyes. Alright, now I'm just going to kind of repeat the process on the lower lash line as well. I'm going to start with that creamsicle shade and put it all underneath. Now I'm going to pick up that red shade and focus it a little bit closer to the lash line. And then I'm just going to leave it like that for now, and we'll get some liner. Alright, and then now that that is fairly even, I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara. And I'm using the Maybelline Falsies Effect. It is one of my favorites, so we're just going to use that. I think that today I'm actually going to skip eyeliner altogether, apart from like the winged liner, but y'all know I always do like dark waterline and stuff, and I think I'm actually going to skip that today. Alright, for lips, I'm going to use this little Smashbox guy. Don't know the name or anything like that. Alright, so pros and cons of this palette. On the pro side, there are lots and lots of shades. There's warm and cool in here, so you could definitely create multiple looks with this palette. Another pro is how affordable it is. The pigmentation and blendability of these are absolutely 100% a pro. So now let's go ahead and talk about the cons. And the only con that I can really think of is that there are no shimmer shades. But again, this is a matte eyeshadow palette, and a shimmer shade could easily be purchased on its own if you wanted to pair it with this palette. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this palette. I personally think if you just love makeup and you love the shades in here, I say go for it. If you already have the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, you probably are not going to need this one because, I mean, they are pretty similar. So that is completely your decision on if you want to have both or which one you would like to purchase. But yeah, I think that it is an extremely easy to work with palette. If you're just on the market for an affordable palette, I say go for it. That's all I have for you for this one. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to subscribe and always be you. I'll see you in the next one.